Okay guys, back out on the bank. Just popped down to the local river. I don't know if this is going to be a full video or part of a sort of a mixture, because I'm not really sure what I'm doing yet. I've basically come down here to catch a brown trout. Now, since last time I fished here, this massive tree has come in the water, so I don't know how it's going to affect the fishing, but to the left here it is very shallow and there's one just top there. The target species, there's plenty of them topping. But it is very shallow there, less than a foot deep, so I've got a pretty big, there's another one there, I've got a pretty big stick float on, so that's what I've just popped down literally to catch one brown trout was the target. I wasn't even sure if I was going to film or just take a picture of it for the species hunt, but anyway, we'll try for these that I know are brown trout and they're there. If that doesn't work, we'll have a go in the deeper water, see how we get on. Like I say, literally just come down with a bucket. I brought my scales just in case, because I did catch a really nice grayling here once and I'm sure it was £2, but yeah, just a bucket, net and the rod. Second grayling of the trip. Let's get it back. Third grayling of the trip. Fourth grayling of the trip. Fifth and biggest grayling of the session. Let's get him back. Straight off. Okay guys, so I tried the normal pull behind where the now snag is, and there's just no movement, very little movement, so it looks like, I mean, the trout are topping in numbers here. Looks like all the trout are sitting above this snag. Obviously trout like the faster flowing water. Had 4 or 5 grayling and a couple more minnows in the deeper water, but I think this is where I'm going to get a trout. So what I've done is I've took the split shot off, unfortunately, because it's a wire stem float. It is sitting sort of upright, but sitting a little bit higher, and I'm just hoping that maggot will be just a bit more up in the water, because these trout are clearly feeding on the surface. Okay guys, so it's day 2. I give it about, I probably was down here about 2 hours yesterday. The amount of minnows and basically all the trout are sitting in this faster moving water here, and it's pretty shallow. And then where the tree's falling in, like I said yesterday, that deeper bit where normally you get a good trot, it's pretty much not moving. So I was picking up the grayling and minnows, but no trout, so, and which is what we're after for the species hunt. So yesterday I was stood over there trotting from up to down. Obviously it's better to go being this side of the float, and I can control the pace it goes down, and also I was pretty much fishing along the bottom. I'll be able to hold back and like lift the maggot up into the middle of the water with the current, and hopefully that gets us a fish. Let's see. So I've chucked in about 3 small palmfuls of maggots. I'll go for the first trot down now. Yep. First cast, guys. Please be a brownie. No, it's a grayling. Oh no. Shouldn't be disappointed. Cracking fish. They're so wiry though, they're so awkward to hold. Okay, second grayling of the trip. Oh, hook's come out in the net. That's the third fish. We had a minnow, and that's they're so wiry, these fish. But let's get it back. Straight back. It's nice to see the grayling back in numbers. A few years ago, they just disappeared. And all you could pick up was the trout, and now that I want a trout, I'm getting all grayling. Yeah, so I must have done 30, 40 trots, possibly more, yesterday from sort of here to the log without a fish, and I've had 3 fish already in 6 trots, and the bait was just missing, so I'm sure little minnows just robbed that. But it's amazing the difference. Oh, missed it. It's amazing the difference trotting from the right angle makes. As I've said, the river fishing is definitely new to me. Not an expert, definitely learning. Oh, oh, minnow. Tiny little minnow. Well, the minnows are being a bit relentless. I can't get halfway down the trot without hitting into one. Yesterday I wasn't picking up any of the minnows until it got right underneath. There's like a crusty layer there, and if you let the float rest against there, I was picking up a few minnows there, and I figured that they were kind of hiding from the trout, but they're not hiding today. There's not many. A couple of trout topped when I first got here. Whether they're not topping because I've been putting quite a few maggots in today, whereas I didn't really lose feed yesterday, or is it more grayling than it is brown trout? Okay guys, so move downstream now. It was a minnow a chuck. Obviously the fish aren't going to have the float just going through like that over and over with minnows, so I'm just going to give it a rest. I'm opposite now on the high bank to where I was yesterday, so let's have a few casts here and then I'll go back. I put a good handful of maggots out before I left, but just let it rest, get a few fish out of here hopefully, and then have another go there. Oof, that's not a minnow. Another grayling. Stunning colours and behaved for a change. Just lower him down in the net. There you go, straight away. Grayling are sort of notorious for not going back very well, belly up and having to recover. Spend a lot of time recovering. What I've found is that the quicker you get them back, if you get them back quick, they're totally fine. It's just any time on the bank. Like I've said it in a video before, and I used to come down here with my kids and they'd want a picture. It's no good, like, just, you gotta just get them in and out sort of thing. Otherwise you can be there for quite a while, holding them to get them to go back. But yeah, get them back quick and I've never had a problem. That's probably the biggest one. It fought a lot harder though. I thought that was going to be a lot bigger fish. Right, chunky minnow, double red maggot. Okay guys, so I've been home. It's been a couple of hours and I've come back out on a new section. There's a couple of... So, just a couple of fish just jumped. So this lovely... It's got a really deep bit there. And then there's been like 3 top at the end of the run. I've put a few maggots in. Let's see, hopefully we're not plagued by minnows. Well, first run through, I'm pretty sure that was a minnow. Yeah, minnow. Okay guys, so we're in the 3rd location of the day. Just minnows again in that last one. Come down to a spot where the river's a bit wider, a bit slower pace. There is some fish topping on the surface, like there has been on every spot. Now, I guess they're either, well, they're not the minnows because they're too big, so they're either trout or grayling, and they don't seem to be interested in the maggots at all. Yeah, I thought this was going to be one of the easiest species to tick off the list, being at the bottom of my road. Normally within an hour it's job done. And no, now I've got about 1 million nettle stings. It's raining. Anyway, fingers crossed this is the spot. Fish on, guys, and it feels like a really good fish. Nice grayling. Oh. Get out of there. Oh, in the tree. Get out. Whew. Not the target species, but that is the biggest grayling of the day by a long way. That is it. That's a cracker. Go on, get that fin up. That is a cracking fish. Biggest one of the day by far. Possibly a PB. So I give that fish a quick wait. It got me in all sorts of tangles. But yeah, it was a pound. So I think I've had one bigger once that I didn't weigh a few years ago. But cracking fish from the river. Nice to see them with their kind of mature colours. They start to go like purples and blues rather than just silver. Cracking fish that. Well, I'm glad I saw that, guys, because if I didn't, I might have thought it was a trout. But another grayling. So, finished up with the soaking. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I was kind of hoping that it'd be a 20-minute sort of smash and grab, get me brownie, and I was going to run up to Brumbo Pool and try and catch an hide to knock off 2 on the species on, and it turned into a 2-day. Well, it was a success, certainly a success on the grayling front, some cracking fish, but yeah, no brownie, so I'm gonna have a look. I think they're just not there. Possibly there's, I mean, I'm sure there's a few knocking about, but with the explosion of the minnows, which I don't know how that's happened, but with them about and quite a lot of grayling, which is nice to see. Yeah, I don't think the brownies are getting a look in, but it turned into a really enjoyable session. Found a couple of new little spots as well. Maybe try back when it's sort of maybe autumn, winter, maybe there's less food about. Maybe that'll make a difference. But anyway, really enjoyed it. Still got a few days left off from work, so I'm going to carry on the species hunt. As always, guys, hope you're doing well in your own fishing, tight lines. Thank you very much for watching, and see you soon. Cheers, guys. Bye now.